Hello everyone. Welcome to Motivational Journey in Life. Today I will share with you a very good topic about the silent power of Stoic men, attracting women without the chase. Self-control is the key. One of the most outstanding qualities of a Stoic man is his ability to control his emotions, in other words, his self-control. He does not let fleeting emotions dictate his actions. When faced with rejection, silence, or unexpected behavior from a woman, he does not react impulsively or emotionally. Instead, he chooses to remain calm, observe, and respond with reason. Self-control not only helps him avoid reckless behavior, but also makes him more attractive in the eyes of others. In a world where many are easily swayed by momentary emotions, anger, jealousy, or fear of abandonment, a man who can stay grounded and composed is rare. And that rarity is exactly what sets him apart. Stoic men understand that emotions come and go, but actions based on reason yield lasting results. They don't need to force themselves to appear strong, because true strength comes from inner control. And when a man is not controlled by the attitudes or reactions of others, especially women, he demonstrates a quiet but undeniable form of power, the power that comes from inner freedom. No chasing. A Stoic man understands one fundamental truth: real value doesn't need to be proven by chasing anyone. He doesn't run after women, doesn't beg for attention, and doesn't try to win them over through excessive flattery or pleasing behavior. Because he knows that when you try too hard to be accepted, you've already placed yourself in a weaker position. Instead of focusing on attracting others, he focuses on developing himself. He builds his career, trains his body, and nurtures his mind and spirit. His attractiveness doesn't come from charming words or superficial efforts, but from inner energy, confidence, independence, and calm presence. Women are drawn to men who don't need them to feel complete. When a man doesn't feel the need to prove anything, he becomes naturally magnetic. And when he doesn't chase, a woman starts to wonder, why is he different? Why doesn't he need me? It's this selective indifference, combined with genuine self-worth, that creates a stronger pull than any pickup line ever could. Not chasing doesn't mean being cold or uninterested. It means knowing your own value and never compromising your dignity just to gain someone's attention. Self-worth at the center. A Stoic man does not center his life around other people, especially not around women. Instead, he places himself as the top priority. For him, building personal value isn't a choice, it's a way of life. He devotes his time and energy to developing his career, strengthening his body, expanding his mind, and cultivating inner confidence. Each passing day is an opportunity to become better, stronger, and more grounded. He doesn't seek validation from the outside world, because true worth comes from within, from how he faces challenges, how he controls his emotions, and how consistent he is in his actions. That steady growth creates a unique kind of magnetism. He doesn't need to prove anything or try to impress anyone. His calm presence and quiet confidence are enough to draw attention. Women are drawn to him not because he tries to be noticed, but because they can feel the strong, stable energy he radiates. When a man lives for his own purpose, without needing to please anyone to feel worthy, he becomes deeply attractive. And that is the essence of the Stoic man's appeal. He is the center of his own life. Establishing clear boundaries. One of the most important traits of a Stoic man is his ability to establish and maintain clear personal boundaries. He understands that self-respect begins with refusing to tolerate any behavior that violates his dignity. Whether it's disrespectful words, condescending attitudes, or controlling actions, he is willing to walk away if necessary. To him, maintaining boundaries is not about being rigid, it's a reflection of self-worth and inner confidence. He doesn't fear losing a relationship if it no longer aligns with his values and principles. This makes him admirable, because he never sacrifices his self-respect just to keep someone in his life. When a man has firm boundaries, others, including women, naturally feel the need to respect him. They realize he cannot be easily manipulated or swayed by emotions or fleeting attraction. That calm but unwavering stance creates a quiet kind of power, the power of a man who knows who he is and does not allow anyone to cross the limits he has set. Steadfast and calm. One of the most defining traits of a Stoic man is his unwavering steadiness and calm demeanor. In a world full of chaos and emotional unpredictability, he stands like a solid pillar, unshaken by external circumstances or fleeting influences, whether intense emotions or superficial beauty. A Stoic man knows what he wants. He lives by his principles and doesn't allow emotions to override his reason. When faced with difficult situations, he doesn't react impulsively or lose control. Instead, he chooses to observe calmly, assess wisely, and act with deliberate care. This not only reflects emotional maturity but also creates a sense of security for those around him. Women are especially drawn to men like this. While many can be easily swayed by sweet words, charming looks, or sudden bursts of emotion, a man who remains composed in the middle of chaos stands out. He doesn't lose his temper easily, doesn't act out of jealousy, and doesn't make reckless moves just to impress. This calmness creates a sense of emotional stability, something many desire but few truly find. When a woman is around such a man, she feels protected, heard, and most importantly, safe to be her authentic self. Steadfastness isn't just an inner strength, it's the foundation of healthy, lasting relationships. And that's why the Stoic man has a timeless appeal. He is the embodiment of peace in a world of noise, creating attraction through silence and mystery. A Stoic man does not seek attention through loud words or boastful stories about himself. Instead, he chooses intentional silence, a kind of silence that commands attention. He doesn't speak often, but when he does, his words carry weight. And it is precisely this restraint in speech that makes him naturally captivating. Mystery is one of the key elements that spark curiosity and a desire to explore. When a man doesn't reveal too much about his life, emotions, or past, he creates a space, a gap that stimulates the imagination. Women can't easily figure out what he's thinking, what he's feeling, or who he truly is. And that makes him stand out among the crowd of men who talk too much. This silence is not indifference, it is a deliberate strategy. It sends the message that he doesn't need to prove himself. He doesn't chase attention. And that creates a powerful kind of attraction, an allure that comes from depth, self-control, and inner strength. Women are attracted to men who are not dependent. A truly attractive man is not someone who constantly seeks attention or needs others to feel complete. On the contrary, he lives independently, confidently, and doesn't rely on anyone, even women, to define his self-worth. A Stoic man understands that happiness and fulfillment must come from within. He doesn't need anyone to feel enough, because he has cultivated that sense of wholeness through personal growth, physically, mentally, and intellectually. The presence of others may enrich his life, but it is never a requirement for his well-being. It's precisely this independence that makes him so magnetic. Women can feel the self-possession, stability, and grounded energy he radiates. They don't feel burdened by expectations or emotional neediness. Instead, they experience a calm, open, and effortless connection. A man who is not dependent is also not afraid of losing anyone. He doesn't try to hold on to someone through desperation or emotional clutching, but through genuine value. And that's exactly why women are drawn to him. They are not treated as the center of his world, yet they feel deeply appreciated, because he doesn't need them, but still chooses to have them in his life. If you find the video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.